I'm gonna edit this whole part out, and when this actually becomes a video, you're not gonna see anything I just talked about now. So it's a X-Men Wednesday. What's going on? It's also a Black Panther Wednesday. That's coming to an end. But let's talk about this Jonathan Hickman era of the X-Men. Oakley Dokley, beginning with a reminder of something that had happened. It was something that happened like a few issues ago, and they're building on it. What a concept. Destiny is dead, Irene. The job of Raven Mystique is to resurrect her at any cost. They knew that, and they let her do this mission with the intentions that she'll succeed, but they let her do the mission anyway. Did Magneto and Professor X and Moira plan on her failing just so? Or was this like, yo, look, Nimrod's inevitable. If she is able to stop Nimrod, then the whole reason for why we can't let precogs come back may be resolved. Maybe that was the whole thinking behind Professor X and Magneto. Anyway, she does not succeed. There's actually a glimpse of characters from other comics, this being X-Force, and their ongoings, playing a factor in this book. When you see that Forge is in charge of mutant weapons and stuff, and that's something that was established in Benjamin Percy's X-Force, and that's still going here, and it's vines connecting to other vines to create sticks and whatnot. It's quite amazing. I like the way Forge talked about how weapons are so, what was the way he put it? Weapons, when you put it in the wrong person's hand, like they'll be like, oh, you can turn into the weapon. It reminds me of gunpowder. Gunpowder was meant for fireworks. That's when the Chinese invented it. And I may be completely wrong here. What's going on, Mike Porter? So, from what I remember, gunpowder was created by Chinese people to do fireworks. And then, I don't say somewhere in Europe, maybe it was British people looked at that and they said, what? We can hurt people with it. Guns are invented right after. Probably not Europe. It's probably not Britain because you can't bring a gun on that island right now. It's a good rule, by the way. If everyone doesn't have a gun, then yeah, we can do it. But in a place like America, I understand the Second Amendment. It's actually a smart thing to have. But if you can eliminate all guns, yeah, that'd be great. But that's never happening. That's not happening likely in my lifeline. Boom, she collects this big ass weapon, this antimatter exploder. When she first talks to Forge about it, I'm thinking, oh, this is what she's gonna use to get back at Magneto and Professor X. Nah, she hadn't given up on them yet. It's not yet. It's at the end of this book where Mystique realizes Irene's never coming back. But we're not there yet. So that little antimatter thing is for the Forge station over on the sun. Okay. The Orcus station. Coming back to life is the Nimrod thing, or coming to life, I should say, is the husband of that doctor. He's only back briefly, so we just brought him back just so we can kill him. He's gonna have to sacrifice himself. I love the way he's just like, oh, I'm back, I'm a honey. By the way, that's a mutant. Like, the music stopped, even though this is a comic. And Magneto and Professor X, plan failed. Mystique gets shot at. Mystique has to boogie. He doesn't Nimrod. Nimrod does not kill Mystique, though. All Nimrod does is divide itself, realizes, well, the part of me that has just been divided is now gone. And I was supposed to feel loss and sorrow for these villains. That didn't really happen. No, that didn't happen. I just understood that was what I was supposed to feel. And there's the kaboom over there. So that part of Nimrod goes away. But there's a part of Nimrod that lets Mystique live that I'm not cool with. That's weak writing. But Mystique makes it all the way across to the other side of that gate. On the floor. Chuck, Magneto, they see her. You can hear that probably. And shit, she's got to be reborn. Fortunately for her, she was alive, so the data was backed up in Mystique's brain, which was useful, but it's the second time Hickman did that. He also had that happen with Sync. Sync also had that happen to him. All right, just narrowly almost didn't make it type story. And there we go. Again, this is the death trope being used to death. The point of it, though, the difference between the way Jonathan Hickman is using death and the way that X-Force people and New Mutants people and everywhere else are using death is it's not the final page, splash page, shock value, dun, 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 death. It actually serves a purpose, and the risk that Mystique took was so high that death was an option. They wouldn't have tried this, if they didn't have the resurrection protocol where you just send one person over up to Orcus. Death was expected. In other cases, it's like, bro, if this was a 2017 book and they did this mission, again, like I always mentioned, Domino and Colossus on that train, Domino wouldn't have died. She's too lucky for that. It's just that the story allowed it to. Here, it was the risk that Mystique took allowed for death to be possible. So I wasn't mad at the death scene here. It was used the way Hickman intended it to use. I mean, who's using it? Jonathan Hickman. I'm not a big Omega Sentinel person. I'm not a fan, but there it is. Is there anything I'm forgetting? Yeah, the most important page. Her. Hello there, she says. It's Moira X, everybody. It's Moira McTaggart. It's Moira Morse. And the final page, there's a reason why this news wasn't announced. It's Inferno. How cool was that to experience it instead of reading it on Bleeding Cool? You just go, whoa, there's a new book called Inferno. I found out because I read the old book. It's so rewarding as a fan to pay money on a Wednesday and find out the mystery that you didn't know. I didn't know. Maybe Inferno leaked, for all I don't know. But I did not know the new book would be called Inferno. Trials of Magneto was another one. And Jerry Dugan is doing a book called X-Men. I'm checking out Planet-Size X-Men. And I'm checking out X-Men #1. I had already subscribed to those. Like, when you... By the way, I also got Reptile. Because here at Chillmonger, we like non-white characters who are not race-swapped. And we support that shit. You should too. This is my checklist. When I fill this thing out, it's going to be very empty. The last month, I did not have many comics that I checked out. How many comics come out from Marvel every year? 6 comics? What's going on Flash by Night? Everybody check out the YouTube channel Flash by Night because he does comic book reviews also. And he's a comic book guy, just like you are, because you're here. But what was I talking about here? There's my checklist here. I won't be getting the X-Men book. I'll probably be getting 4 things. I'll probably get Black Panther twice. Not even probably. I know I will. I did this week. I got Intergalactic 25 of Black Panther. It's the cover that they had for the first week. And then it's the Patrick Gleason. It's not a web head. It's a kinetic force head. Take it out of the plastic. I'm not a collector, so I don't mind putting my finger on these things. Oh, there's still a glare. Tell me how I'm supposed to see with no glare. All right, X-Men though. What do you say here? That's a great slogan. We support that shit. You should too. It's a great slogan. You know what else is a great slogan? I made up YouTube and chill, because like Netflix and chill. You get it. Great slogan. I'm putting it on a t-shirt. Hello, Trinity. What's going on? I'm not what I mean by I'm not a collector isn't like, oh, I'm not, I'm surrounded by comic books, which is true. There's short boxes and long boxes and champions and fucking Young Squadron champions. And I'm just trying to say, like, I can put my finger on a comic and not be mad about it. The Marvels. You know who's in this comic and the reason I got this? Speaking of non-white characters, it's Arrow. Arrow pops up. Where is she? Show up, show up, show up. I can't find it, but here in the beginning, Arrow. I like Arrow. She was cool. She came out. She had 12 issues. All of you guys did not pick it up, and they canceled the comic. But I'm showing Marvel that she is money by purchasing The Marvels #2. I found out she was in this comic. I picked it up. It's that easy, guys. Support what you like. And then the bad things won't come. Or don't support what you like. And Superman skin is going to be really, really dark in the next movie. And he's not going to look like Clark Kent. I mean, if there was a black superhero of prominence, they would have used that, wouldn't they have? Yes. If Icon was a hit, that's kind of DC's fault. Icon's a poor example. If black character X was a hit at DC, then shit, they wouldn't have to do this. They wouldn't even think of doing this race swap thing. They obviously don't have to do it. Driving right now, so can't really talk. It's cool. It's cool. You got both issues. Yes, you did. Like you said in your stream, check out Trinity's stream because he is an X-Men. He's a comic book head. He's a collector. And if you use exclamation chill on his live chat, what was it? It was a link to my channel pops up. That's right. And if you, where's the book that I just had? There's so many. Where's the X-Men comic I was just reading? And if you are a fan of white pages, like this one, okay, why does it take so long to get to it? If you're a fan of white pages like this, Trinity's not your guy. Tell me how I picked up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 commenters, viewers, while at the worst part of my review. What is going on? You guys want to talk X-Men? You guys want to talk Black Panther? Let's go another couple minutes. Anything you want to talk about in the chat about it, because that's what I'm here for. I was a fan of this comic. As far as the X-Men goes, yeah, Jonathan Hickman's got the answer. See what happens in Inferno. Excuse me. It would be like a 5-part limited series. Hopefully they're all $5 books because I want to get long stories. Those are nice. I'll pay for the extra $1 if it comes with extra pages. The extra pages that are not BS. Like white pages. But extra pages that are not like this. Like when Marvel gets at the very final issue of the Black Panther. There it is. It's the end of the story. It's Nakia who's dead. And is that the planet? Which planet is it? Plane of the Wakandan memory. Flip over to the next page. And then, oh, look, this artist named Cash Page is a Marvel fan and is going to write a story. Rather, is going to suggest a story. And writer Danny Lore is going to script the story. And it was cool. But if I had the chance to not get page 1, page 2, and page 3. If I had a chance not to get these 3 pages and save 50 cents, I would take that option. You feel me? I'm not a fan of those extra page things at the very, very back of a comic. TJ says, just hopped in the car and saw the notification. It's just like Wayne did. I went out and promoted, and people came in. Oh, that makes more sense. And then I'm a proponent of backup stories, even for an extra $1. We are complete opposites, and that's okay. Let me just boot you from the channel. Look, wrong book. X-Men 20 came. They got it done in $4, 20 pages, and I liked it. This review, I'm all over the place. You know why? Because I didn't take notes, and I said, "Okay, I'll do it live. Let's do a Wednesday show. Let's make it a thing, man. A Wednesday show every day, in the afternoon or morning." I gotta push myself because I don't do enough content for YouTube. By YouTube standards, I don't post daily. I don't post long videos, so I'm not doing enough. Personal standards, I love the way I come in here. I say what I need to say, and I leave, and I don't take advantage of algorithms and that stuff. Is that the reason why I'm only sitting at 791 subscribers and not over 1,000? Yeah, probably why. I could do more stuff like commentary on things I don't like. I was just telling Fenrir, check out the channel Fenrir, the Ice Wolf, because we were just chatting about that. Just like I could be doing more things, but then I would be doing more that I dislike. I do videos that I dislike, but sparingly, just so that I'm not the negative Nancy. That's my own fault. I don't need to. I shouldn't have to censor, if that's the correct word, but I shouldn't have to hold back. I should just speak out what's on my mind, say what's good and say what's bad, depending on the money that I spent, which I have every right to do so. And I will never, I don't go after people who shit on books that they buy. Worst I've ever did was diss Comicsgate people, but that's more so like their integrity and shit. I went out and promoted and people came, what do you say here? Extra $1. You said, because I said I was going to kick you out. All right, man. That's the vid. Thanks for joining. Clicking the thumbs up helps. Writing comments help. Now I'm going to edit this 17-minute and 50-second video to 15 minutes because that first 2 minutes of this live stream was horrible. Leave a comment. What do you think of the X-Men? Bye.